Here's a video on how to change the oil filter and oil on a Triumph Speed Triple 1050 RS, because there's actually been a TSB sent to all the Triumph dealers, which is a technical service bulletin, as there has been a few cases where they've done an oil and filter change the old-fashioned way and the engines have actually seized up because there's been an airlock in the system that the pump couldn't clear. So I'm going to now explain the TSB bulletin way of how to change the oil on a Speed Triple 1050 RS. So first thing, remove your 13mm as I've done here, let it all drain out. So the next thing we've got to do is remove the filter. Now the problem with on the Speed Triples, it actually sits right up in a recess. On the Street Triple that I've just done, it sits out the front, which you can get to with a strap if need be, but you will need a special tool to get it off because it sits right up under here. You won't get a band on it or anything. You won't even get the oil filter removers with like the 3 fingers on them that tighten up. So it will be a case, when I can get this on my torque winch, it will be a case of having to purchase the tool. You can either get a special Triumph one, or to be honest, most car accessory shops or eBay sell them. I'll try and find out what size it is and I'll leave it in the write-up if I can, because off the top of my head I can't remember what size it is. I really should have put the bike on the sky lift really to get it up higher so you could see better, but there we go. So that's the oil filter now off. As I say, without the special cap that goes over it, you'll really struggle. Okay. So I've got the new washer here, and I will show you the part numbers at the end of the video for the washer and the filter, just if it makes it easier for you to get it. But what you now do is obviously put your drain bolt back in, like that. Right, next thing, let's get that out of the way. Drain bolt has to be torqued to 25 Newton meters. So we'll just do that and then I'll talk you through the next bit. So now I'm just going to torque up the drain bolt, which we've put the new washer on. And the torque reading for this is 25 Newton meters, like so. Now normally what you'd do is you'd put your filter back on now, and then you'd refill the bike with oil, check the level. But the new bulletin says that you shouldn't now do that. What you need to do is actually put the oil in the bike to a certain level. I think it takes 3.5 litres, so probably it'd be safe put in like 3.1 litres maybe, and then put the oil filter on after you've put the oil in the bike. Don't worry, it will not come flooding out of here with the oil filter off. This is what the Triumph bulletin says that you have to now do. Personally, I fill the oil filter up with oil before I offer it back up as well. The bulletin doesn't say do that, but it's just my preference to fill the oil filter back up. So as I say, so now what you do is you put say 3.2 litres of oil in, then put your oil filter back on, and then start the bike up and go through the procedure of checking the oil level, which is upright on level ground. And you run the bike for 5 minutes, switch it off and leave it to rest for 3 minutes, and then dip it, and then obviously add some oil if you need to. Hope that helps you guys, but as I say, there has been a case of a few engines seizing up if you put the filter on before you put the oil in. I will give you the part numbers in a moment. So this is the part number for the washer that goes on the drain bolt. and this is the part number for the filter. Nearly all Triumphs take the same filter nowadays, but this is just reference to the Speed Triple 1050 RS 2019. Thank you very much. So I've just checked for the oil filter removal that you should be able to buy in most accessory shops or eBay, and as you can see, it's actually a 65mm and 14 flutes, which means it's got 14 sides on it, and it's actually 65mm across the gap between the edges. So you will need that because it is actually recessed right up inside the sump casing. There's no other way of getting on it, so you will need one of these. Doesn't come with a wobbly bit, obviously, that's just yours, but that is what you need. You will have to get one. Also, don't forget, once you've put the oil in, the 3.2 roughly, before you put the filter on, put a smear of brand new engine oil around the top rubber seal of the oil filter, and then, as I say, just go through the process that explains in your handbook of how to check the oil level. Hope that helps, guys. Cheers.